Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Armageddon. Today we're going to hop into another premiere draft of Final Fantasy. So let's get going and see what we open. Alright. Not sure about this. I don't think Matoya is what you want to be first picking. Matoya is kind of something you'd rather pick up when you're already in a deck. And there's not a lot of strong commons or uncommons. Cornered by Black Mages is fine, Magic Infantry is fine, Dreams of Laguna. Ash is probably the strongest uncommon, so we'll start with her. Okay. Summon Primal Garuda would be a reasonable follow-up to Ash. Sarah Farron could be worth speculating on. Dragoon's Wyvern would be good. Balam T-Rexor would be good. A lot of the legendary creatures are in white. So I think Sarah is worth speculating on. If you can enable her, she's very powerful. But by no means are we married to this strategy. Okay. SRAM is a legendary creature. So he could be the pick here, but I think it's white Auracite. Removal is very important in this format, and white Auracite is pretty much white's best common. And I currently don't have any equipment to synergize with SRAM. It's unlikely he wheels, but you never know. But I think white Auracite is the pick here. Alright. Not a great white card to follow up. I think Reno and Rude is the best card in the pack. They're also legendary, although I don't think we want to try to go do a three-color legendary deck. I think you want to stick to green-white. Alright, and then here, Tonberry is fine, but White Mage's Staff is a powerful white common. Town Greeter would also be fine, although I think it's less useful in green-white. And then this is another card that Ash can hit. We want to maximize the number of artifacts. So go with Ash. And then this is tough. Finn's legendary to go with Sarah Farron. But Magitech Infantry is also very strong. And I don't think that Sarah is that good that you want to bend over backwards. I think Magitech Infantry is the pick here. Alright. Renoa Heartilly is very good. Passing up on another white Auracite is unfortunate. But I think Renoa is strong enough that she's worth taking here. I have 3 legendary creatures to go with Clive's Hideaway, but I don't think it's the pick. I think it's Fate of the Suncrist, which is reasonable removal. Lowport Scout, not a priority. And then either You're Not Alone or Geisal Greens would be fine. Matoya is legendary, but I don't have any cards that scry or surveil, so I don't think Matoya is the pick. I think it's Geisal Greens. And then here, nothing too exciting. I guess we'll take Cargo Ship for the collection. Freya could have been fine. Alright, and then if we pick up some more legendary creatures, Blitzball is reasonable. I'll put it in the sideboard for now. And then maybe World Map in case we want to splash. I don't think Laporte Scout's that good. And then this doesn't matter. We'll just take that. Alright. So this is not a very good equipment. I only have 1 equipment, so Weapons Vendor isn't that great. Raidi's Return might be fine. Dwarven Castle Guard is filler. I think Raidi's Return has the most upside. We're not really filling the graveyard. Alright. We keep getting good cards in packs together. Suplex would be good if we were in red. Paladin's Arms is fine. Grahatia is good, and it's legendary. And then White Mage's Staff would be another great pickup, but I think Grahatia is powerful enough to take here. And then Quina has turned out to be something of a disappointment. We don't have a lot of token production anyway, although we do have White Mage's Staff and Geisal Greens. But I think Delivery Moogle is the strongest card in the pack. So we'll look for cheap artifacts to go along with it. We do have Magitech Infantry and White Mage's Staff. Alright, I don't think we're in a position to splash Sephiroth's Intervention. Stiltskin is legendary, so it works well with Sarah and is very good to get a buff with Sarah Farron. So I think that's our pick here. And hope that maybe something like the Castle Guard wheels. Nothing too crazy here. Samurai's Katana is great. But I think at this point, we are pretty committed to white-green. So I think the pick is Bard's Bow. Bard's Bow is fine. And with Bard's Bow in the deck, that makes it's another artifact to go with Ash. I think Geisal Greens is better than Aerith Rescue Mission. Clash of the Icons, we don't have any removal. Any sagas, I should say. Would love to pick up a couple sagas to go with it, especially Summon Fat Chocobo or Summon Fenrir. I think we take it over You're Not Alone. And then Adalbert is good. Balamji Rexor would also be nice, but Adalbert synergizes better with what we're doing. And then I don't think we want to splash Rydia, so we'll just take the Mythic for the collection. Blitzball shot might be fine, so we'll take that. We'll take the uncommon for the collection. All right. The Wandering Minstrel. That's something I'm not actually sure it's that great. So this is a bit disappointing. If I had a town or two, then Omega would be worth taking as a potential splash. It's very powerful, and it's legendary. But I think it's Grand Pulse Ochu here. Alright, Saz's Chocobo is great on turn 1. Not so great later, but it's just so good in your opening hand that I think it's the pick here. And then Torgal. Wouldn't mind another White Mage's Staff, but Torgal is legendary, and it buffs our humans. We only have 4, but that's still a reasonable number. Doesn't look like we're getting there with Magitech Infantry. Excalibur 2, not another good pick. Another Grahatia. I think it's better than Summon Chocomog. If I had taken the Omega, then I could take Wado Salam. Slash of Light. We need more removal. I think it's better than Crystal Fragments, even though Crystal Fragments works with Ash and my Delivery Moogle. And then Side Quest, Catch a Fish is not particularly great, so I think we'll just take the rare to add to our collection. We'll take Aerith Rescue Mission. Alright, the Crystals chosen is powerful, but I think we actually want White Mage's Staff more. It works better with what we're doing. It's another artifact for Ash, it's 2 mana for Delivery Moogle, and it buffs Adalbert. Don't think I need another Blitzball. We'll take Monk's Fist. We might consider running it. Alright, then here, I think Town Greeters is reasonable. It helps fuel our Righty's return. Commune with Beavers is filler. This doesn't really matter. I'll just take the Scout. Alright, so we didn't quite make playables in terms of cards that are good enough to make the deck, without question. So let's see here. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legendary creatures. Probably wouldn't have minded one or two more to go with Sarah, but I think this is fine. And then I think it's between Blitzball and Monk's Fist. I've got 1, 2, 3 equipment to go with Adalbert. Didn't get any sagas to go with Clash of the Icons, which is too bad. So that maybe Clash of the Icons isn't good enough. We've got otherwise Slash of Light, White Auracite, Fate of the Suncrest. That's not a lot of interaction. And if we flipped Sarah Farron, then our legendary creatures will be big, which is good with Clash of the Icons. So I think even though it's not the most powerful card in our deck, we want it for the interaction. I think what we'll do is we'll try Blitzball for now. And if it doesn't seem to be working out, we'll switch it out for Monk's Fist. Because Monk's Fist does work better with Adalbert Steiner, and for that matter, Delivery Moogle. Blitzball is fine with Ash because it's an artifact. We've got 5 artifacts. So not a high artifact count for Ash. So we're probably only likely to hit an artifact every other time we attack with Ash. But I think that's fine. Alright, so this will be the deck. So we'll make a few cosmetic changes, and then we'll get into some gameplay. On the play, I think this is a keepable hand. We've got Stiltskin or Grand Pulse Ochu on 1, Town Greeter on 2, Defined Land 4 for Delivery Moogle. And then Stiltskin wears equipment well. Drawing a 2-mana artifact is a little unfortunate, because that means there's one fewer in the deck for Delivery Moogle. I don't want to trade Stiltskin for Grand Pulse Ochu, so I think it's Town Greeter. And fortunately we hit land. And we'll be able to play Grand Pulse Ochu, White Mage's Staff. Opponent blue-green. They hit 3 lands. I guess the Town Creatures can trade. We wouldn't mind more permanents in our graveyard for our Grand Pulse Ochu. Alright, opponent holding up mana is a bit suspicious. So I'm not sure I want to play Delivery Moogle into, say, a Syncopate. It could just be like a Dreams of Laguna. Don't mind a trade. Excuse me. That's actually fine. That means we can resolve Delivery Moogle. I can get White Mage's Staff from the graveyard. Alright, I had to pause recording while I coughed. Alright. If I equip White Mage's Staff, Delivery Moogle can attack past Dragoon's Wyvern. So I think I'd rather do that than spend my Slash of Light on the Wyvern. And then we'll play Geisal Greens for now. And the next turn we can play Staff, equip Staff. Looks like opponent's got removal for Delivery Moogle. Alright, don't mind that trade. Alright, opponent's got Summon Fat Chocobo. We'll slash that. Summon Fat Chocobo is powerful enough that even though it eventually goes away on its own, you really don't want it getting to chapters 2, 3, or 4. And our White Mage's staves are helping us win the race. Alright, that's great. Ultros. I think that's a bit aggressive of opponent to attack with the Wyvern here. Alright, Fate of the Suncrist. I think it's attack with our hero. I wouldn't mind trading Stiltskin and Ultros, although to be honest, Stiltskin is good to have in play if I draw Sarah. Alright, happy to make that trade. Alright, so it doesn't look like opponent's got a counterspell. That is very aggressive. Alright, that's good. Looks like opponent's got removal here. Opponent needs to use removal. Destroys my Bard's Bow. Alright, I'm happy to make this trade. Oh, that was good. It's got Ward 2. So I think we destroy it here. So unfortunately it looks like we're going to lose this game after having a commanding position. We basically need to draw white Auracite. Alright, now we're starting to flood out. Flash the icons looking pretty bad. Alright, Sarah Farron, a little late to the party. Well, this was disappointing, but we drew lands at just the wrong time when we needed more action. And Clash of the Icons looking pretty bad here. Them having that summon Leviathan was definitely bad for us because all our creatures were tokens. Alright, so not off to a good start. Better luck next time. On we go. On the draw, I think this is keepable. We've got a 2-drop, some interaction, delivery Moogle. Drawing a land, not really what we wanted. Opponent leads with tap land. Well, that extra land was good for something. Okay, we're flooding out here. I can outrace Hectize. I'll need to get removal or a blocker for Lock. We'll have to let Lock hit us for now, which is unfortunate. Don't mind opponent discarding Ice Magic. Alright, the good news is we can resolve delivery Moogle. Alright, I think we make them use a combat trick if they have it. Alright. I wonder if they have the Q-Trube 4 error. I think we take it for now. Ariman is fine. Another Grahatia. And then I think we take out Ultima while opponent's mostly tapped out. I could trade since I've got another one in my hand. But I don't think that's a good idea. Alright, drawing another land, kind of unfortunate. So they only drew one card off Edgar, which was fine, but the fact they have this 4/5 in the way is kind of a problem. They can also activate Demon Wall. Drawing another land is unfortunate. And as suspected, there's the 4-air. And another land. Alright, so we've drawn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands to the opponent's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're just dead. Opponent can reanimate Ultima. I'm surprised they didn't animate Ultima. I guess opponent didn't want me drawing a card. Adalbert, definitely not what we needed. We needed removal for Arden. Opponent got Delivery Moogle, Edgar, Hectize, Ultima, Locked, Reanimates. Alright, so we're getting outbombed here. Just like last game. Opponent doesn't attack. Blitzball. Probably our worst draw here. Though, to be fair, if that had been Monk's Fist, it wouldn't have been any better. Alright, we'll play one more turn and see what we draw. But we're not winning this game. I think we tried our best during the draft, but this deck just isn't good enough to compete with any deck that has enough bombs. Yep, there's Ultima. I don't know why they didn't animate Ultima earlier. Okay, they can activate Demon Wall to put another 2+1/+1 counters on it. So it can become a 7/7. Which they do. I don't know why they didn't attack with Ultima as well. Alright, Fate of the Suncrist is too little too late. Opponent can kill me with their flyers. UFO with some towns. Grand Pulse Ochu. Nope. Well, this has been a disappointing start to this draft. So we'll hopefully rebound next game. On we go. On the play. Don't really want to go down to 6 on the play. Any land gets me to Blitzball, so I think we can take a chance and keep this. Alright, we draw land 3 anyway. play Town Greeter here. Killing White Orosite was unfortunate. And Sarah, especially since I've got 2 legendaries in hand, although I do have Rydia's Return. I don't think we Fate of the Suncrist Prompto Argentum just yet. I think it's Blitzball, and then we can play Graha Tia next turn. Graha Tia should be able to hold off Prompto. Alright, red ranges Rapier. You don't mind seeing that. There's Torgal. Graha is a cat. I could also play Torgal and Ash. But maybe we'll do that next turn. I guess I should have played Graha first in case opponent made the trade. Alright, don't mind seeing that. Alright, so opponent could have... not the combat trick that gives +2/+2. And indeed they do. I think they were a little aggressive in firing that off. Illicat. As expected, we didn't hit any artifacts. Opponent chumps. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so I could cast Rydia's Return, hold up Slash of Light. That's a sorcery. Do I want to get... I think I want Sarah because I can flip her with Graha, Torgal, and Ash in play. and white Auracite. And then we've got Slash of Light up. Alright, Gilgamesh. So they can equip Coral Shore to any of their creatures, although they still don't have attacks with Galecat or Prompto Argentum. So that was a bit of an unlucky hit off Gilgamesh. Sarah is a human. We draw our other Graha. And then... do I play White Auracite to exile Gilgamesh now? I think I do. And we'll transform Sarah. And then opponent would have to double block to trade with Ash. I think that's worth... I'm happy to do that. Once again we miss, but that's not a surprise. Opponent takes it. That's good. Fortunately, thanks to my crystallized Sarah, opponent still doesn't have attacks. Alright. Let's get Bard's Bow here. Alright. Okay. Don't know why they're not attacking with Gale Cat. There we go. I'll chump with Town Greeter. Do I chump with the token? I could get burnt out. Find White Mage's Staff. Don't mind then chumping with Prompto Argentum. Alright, opponent hits land. And that's enough for opponent. Alright. Luck was on our side this time. We'll take it. On we go. On the play, we've got Chocobo on 1, so that's the perfect start. 3 lands, both colors. 1 drop into 2 drop into 3 drop. Another land is fine. I think we play Ash here. Opponent doesn't have a turn 2 play. So we're curving out pretty well. Opponent plays land 3. Leads with Van Street Thief. I could play White Auracite and remove Van. But I don't mind trading Ash or my bird token for Van here. So we'll go ahead and attack. Alright, and we hit White Mage's Staff. So we'll play White Mage's Staff, play Geisal Greens. And then I will definitely use White Auracite to remove any other blocker. Gas von Belsar is fine. And that's enough for opponent. Alright, so that was just about perfect game, and we got into gold. There we are. On we go. On the draw, this is a reasonable hand. We've got 2 drop into 3 drop. And then now we have Stiltskin on 1. On leads with Island. Blue-black, this could be a difficult matchup. I'm hoping to get at least 1 more win, so we get to 3. I think this deck can get to 3 wins, maybe 4. Alright, opponent surveils land in the graveyard. There's Ash. So I think we'll play Ash over Bard's Bow. And Ash can help us maybe find some more action. Town Greeter. Would have preferred land. Opponent doesn't have a turn 3 play. Well, let's start by attacking. Alright. Opponent could have Counterspell, In which case, I think we play Bard's Bow, because that's less of an issue if that's countered. And opponent indeed had counterspell, so that's fine. Ash is more upside. Alright. Quite happy with opponent main phasing Dreams of Laguna. And then hoping to draw land. Alright, so we'll have to play Town Greeters here. And then we've got Delivery Moogle or Grahatia if we draw land. Black Mage's Rod is fine. We've got a pretty good life buffer here, thanks to Silskin. Am I willing to trade Stiltskin for the token? I think not. Although, opponent might have a bigger blocker next turn. And they might respect a combat trick. Alright, happy to make that trade. Would have been nice to have had Grahatia in play first, but I think it was better to attack with open mana in case so opponent probably felt pressured. Grahatia resolves, although opponent's got something they can do at instant speed. They bounce Grahatia back to hand. Malboro. White Auracite would have been nice. Valkyrie aerial unit. Opponent surveils our man into the graveyard. Land is not bad draw. Alright, and then I think we fight the aerial unit. Don't want to trade Grahatia. Astrologian's Planisphere. Opponent's got one card left in hand. Looks like they might have a fight on. Or an Evil Reawakened. Evil Reawakened on Valkyrie Aerial Unit would be good. And they can replay Arimon. I think it's Delivery Moogle, find White Mage's Staff. Play White Mage's Staff. Surveils land in the graveyard. We've actually somehow, I guess because opponent exiled some cards, but we have fewer cards in library. Okay, opponent's tapped out. Land. So what do I want to get back from the graveyard? I think Bard's Bow, Grahatia. I could also give my creatures +3/+3. That might actually be better. And then Slash of Light to go with my Righty's Return and remove a blocker would be excellent. And then I'm quite fine if they attack, because that's one fewer blocker. Opponent doesn't attack. Moves Planisphere. Plays land, one card in hand. Yeah, I think casting Iridia's Return to give my creatures +3/+3 has the most upside. And then I can move one of the white mage's staffs. I think we wait until after. Looks like opponent's got something they can do. Could be Vane's Treachery. And it is Vane's Treachery. Alright, Blitzball shot actually a great draw here. Alright, and then we'll give Graha Tia Trample to do the most damage. Opponent draws a card, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing they can do for 1 mana. And that does it. Alright, we got to 3 wins. Let's see if we can't get at least one more. On we go. on the draw, but we've got a keepable hand. Siltskin into Staffer, Steiner into Ash. Opponent leaves with Swamp. Alright. Saz's Chocobo. Great draw. Another blue-black opponent. Demon Wall, that kind of gets in the way. So that was the perfect turn to play for opponent. Now the Demon Wall can start attacking, but I think I don't mind racing here. Could play Bard's Bow. Could play Stiltskin and Steiner. Maybe it's Bard's Bow. This way Steiner is a 4-3. Alright, Dire Rat. Another Dire Rat. This way we can play Adelbert and equip White Mage's Staff. Am I willing to trade Chocobo for Ice Flan? I don't think so. Alright, happy to make that trade. Alright, so opponent can activate Demon Wall. But I think I'm happy if that's their play for the turn. Meg Pixie. Ash misses, no surprise there. But we've got plenty of lifelink. Just attacks with Pixie. Alright, I could play Delivery Moogle, get White Mage's Staff. I could equip Bard's Bow. I think playing Delivery Moogle, getting Staff is better. Make sure I didn't put it in the graveyard somehow. Oh, Dion's good. Alright. Raida's return would have been perfect here. Alright, and unfortunately Dion was good since it put another creature into play. Opponent has to jump with Pixie. Unfortunately for me, they don't have double white to flip Dion. Actually, they do with the treasure. I take that back. No, well, I guess we just lose to another bomb. Good game. I guess it was I who was supposed to hold back. Alright, well, we went 3-3. Once again, we got out-bombed. Alright. Let's take a look at the deck. So what I needed was removal for Dion. I don't think I would have probably still lost even if I'd held back the flying blocker. We never drew Renoa, who would have been good. Raidi's return would have been great there, because opponent would have had to have blocked with everything. Or removal for Dion. Either of those would have been good. So we just had some bad luck facing up against opponents with bombs. And you can kind of see why green-white is not the strongest archetype. We did have some individually strong cards. Saz's Chocobo, White Auracite, Grahatia, but our power level just wasn't up to snuff with some of the decks that we faced. I think we still would have had a chance that last game if opponent wasn't able to play and flip Dion, and if we had drawn removal for him, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, 3-3 is fine, so we'll take it. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Do please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some more limited content, maybe a M2019 draft, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.